The star of our show, of course, is the U.S. And because the U.S. They get a slightly designed, they get a new improved design report because it is the U.S. And of course, again, if you're following us on YouTube, be sure to click on that subscribe button, the like button, and of course, click on the share button. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. You can also copy and paste the link into an email or text message and share it with your friends and family that way. So let's get this report underway for the U.S. Now, the U.S. report's a little different because we do cases first and then deaths. But first of all, since January 2020, we had 51.8 million cases. Since the last week of February of 2020, we've had 815,423 deaths. Okay. Now, currently we're averaging 73,915 cases per day, which projects out over the next 12 months to 26.9 million cases. We can currently see that we are averaging 1,228 deaths per day, which projects out to 448,237 deaths by the end of over the next 12 months. You can look at a case. You can see that U.S. cases have passed 2020 cases. You can see also that the third quarter of 2020 was the quarter with the third most cases so far. What about monthly cases? We can see here is one, two. We had a nice sort of downward trend right here. Okay, but now we had this 2-month spike here. It dropped back down. Unfortunately, it looks like the U.S. cases are going to finish on an uptrend. Hopefully, this is the last month of this trend here, and in January begin to trend back down again in COVID-19 cases. What about weekly cases? We can see we had this big long declining pattern down into here for cases. Okay, followed by this spike up here in August. Another declining pattern. Now you can see clearly that COVID-19 cases in the U.S. are trending upward for the last 4 weeks of the month. What about cases by day? We can see cases spiked on January the 8th at 303,461 cases for a single day, before falling down here to 10,900 range, 10 to 15,000. And then again spiking on September the 7th at 265,430 cases for a single day. And unfortunately, you can see over here on December 22nd, 23rd, U.S. had 261,339 cases. For the 14-day period, we're still averaging 174,502 cases per day. Let's take a look at deaths. Unfortunately, deaths are also 2020 COVID-19 deaths for the U.S. have also passed 2020 deaths. And again, oh wow. You know what this means? This means the fourth quarter of 2021 has moved into third place for the most deaths for any quarter so far. That's not good news. The good news was in the spring and summer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row we had a decline in COVID-19 deaths, followed by a 2-month increase. And now you can see we had a decline. And then these two numbers down here. What is that? That's what, 35,000 or so deaths. Weekly deaths, you can see again the big declining pattern here, followed by this spike here. And again, now it's starting to climb down, but it appears that deaths are in fact stalling towards the end of the year. Of course, there could be all kinds of reporting issues over here because it is the end of the year. I wonder when the American people are going to say enough. Okay, when the American people are going to say enough? When we're going to stop allowing the government to control our private lives? Okay, because that's exactly what's going on here. The government is using these numbers to control and manipulate the American people. Okay, but anyway, you can see here on January 20th deaths spiked in the U.S. for 4,442 before dropping down here to the triple digits and then spiking back up over here on September the 16th at 3,461. What we got over here? Well, we had a spike over here on December 23rd at 3,354 deaths. The average number is probably a better number in this case because it's hard to say why we got that spike for. So anyway, for the 7-day period in December 23rd, we were averaging 1,621 deaths per day. Now the question could be asked is, for every 100,000 people, how many people are getting COVID-19? You can see these numbers are starting to climb back up here, which is not good. We're going to say, oh, this isn't good, because the numbers back up to about 65 on average per day for 100,000 right now. But the more important number, of course, as always, is deaths, okay? So you can see the question, for every 100,000 people in America, how many people are dying from COVID-19? Well, the answer is, on average, about one half person. For every 100,000 people in America, roughly one half of a person is dying from COVID-19, okay? So that concludes our final report for today. We'll upload this data. Take a brief 15-minute break. And then come back and read a few more pages from Ernest Hemingway's book, The Old Man and the Sea. Let's close this, rename this.